So numerical solution of partial differential equation. So this one is the last topic in our syllabus. So you will be able to solve mathematical models represented by ordinary differential equation. Okay. So I told you this one is the solution or the solving an ordinary differential equation using numerical method is easier. It is very easy to produce the answer, means produce an approximate solution. If you are taking small h value, that approximate solution will be an accurate solution. Okay, so it is very easy to produce that. Then I told you normally we are using finite difference method because it's very simple and it is also popular. So we are using finite difference approximations for solving a method. So please now we are going to discuss about the second order partial differential equation. So the general representation of second order partial differential equation is a dou square u by dou x square plus b dou square u by dou x dou y plus c dou square u by dou y square plus d dou u by dou x plus e dou u by dou y plus fu equal to g. So this one is the general representation of a second order partial differential equation. So by using the discriminant and by also using the number of terms available, we can classify the partial differential equation. So please note here, u is the unknown function where u is depending upon the independent variables x and y, where x and y are not depending, means both are independent variables. X and y are mutually independent. Okay. Now one more thing is the coefficients a, b, c, d, e, f and g are also of the function of x and y. Okay. So this one is a general representation of a second order partial differential equation. So for convenience we can write this function as a uxx plus b uxy plus c uyy plus d ux plus e uy plus fu equal to g. So please note uxx is dou square u by dou x square, uxy is dou square u by dou x dou y, uyy is dou square u by dou y square, ux is dou u by dou x, uy is dou u by dou y. So this one is a representation. Okay. So now please note we can, by using the discriminant, we can classify the partial differential equation. The discriminant is delta x is equal to b square minus 4ac. So by using the sign of discriminant, we can classify this function as if this delta s, please note discriminant is delta s is equal to b square minus 4ac. If it is less than 0, if it is negative, if delta s is negative at a point in xy plane, because we have two variables, so we have a plane, and if you are taking a particular point, so in that point, if delta s is less than 0, the equation is elliptic type. Okay. If delta s is greater than, elliptic type means elliptic plane. If delta s is greater than 0, then it is a hyperplane. If delta s is equal to 0, then it is a parabolic plane. Is it okay? So this one is with respect to the sign of discriminant. Okay. Now normally in numerical method, you can see three different types of partial differential equation. They are, first one is uxx plus uyy equal to 0. It is known as Laplace equation. That is dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equal to 0. Means a and c are equal to 1. The remaining coefficients are 0. It is Laplace equation. And in this syllabus, we are going to solve this Laplace equation only. The second popular equation is uxx minus 1 by c square into utt equal to 0. This is known as wave equation. Then third one is uxx minus ut equal to 0. It is known as heat conductivity equation. Okay. So please note we are going to solve the Laplace equation. Whether we are solving Laplace equation, wave equation or heat conductivity equation, first we have to replace the terms uxx, uxy, uyy, ux, uy, u and also a, b, c, d, e, f, g, etc. by using the finite difference representation or approximation that we have to do. So first we are going to discuss about the finite difference approximation of derivative. Okay. So please note first, this one is a xy plane. Please note we have an xy plane because the unknown function u is depending upon both x and y, where x and y are mutually independent. Okay. So this one is a xy plane. Now we can divide xy plane into a number of segments or number of networks. So please note this one is x-axis, where the first point of this x variable is x0 and the last point is xn. Means this x value is bounded with x0 and xn. So please note this boundary is divided into n equal points. So we can write an intermediate point xi is equal to, that one is an intermediate point, say this point, that is equal to x0 plus ih, means that one is the ith point. This is 0th point, first point, second point, and the ith point. The ith point is xi is equal to x0 plus ih, where x0 is the first point of x, I is the index of xi, h is the period of this x data. Please note we are considering the finite data only. So h is the period of x data, means h is the difference between the adjacent points of adjacent x points. Okay. So please note we have n plus 1 x points. So I equal to 0 to n means we have n plus 1 x point. Now we have y point, that is starting from y0 to ym. These are the boundary of y values. Okay. So we can write this one. So as it is y, we can represent it as j by the index. We can use j as the index of y. So yj is equal to the first point of y0 plus j into k. Please note we can write yj is equal to y0 plus jk, where j is the index of a particular y point, y0 is the first point of y, and k is the period of y. Period of y means we are considering finite data, so the difference between the adjacent y point, that is k. So we have m plus 1 y points. We have m plus 1 y points. So j is from 0 to m, means we have m plus 1 y points. Okay. Now note, if you are drawing, so these are the vertical lines drawing from the different x value, means across this vertical line the x value is same. So in this particular vertical line x value is x0, etc, etc. Now from y values we are drawing a horizontal line, means throughout that horizontal line the y value is same. So you can see that these vertical and horizontal lines are intersecting with each other. Okay. So we can call, we can label these intersecting points of these x lines and y line, or vertical and horizontal lines, as the mesh points or lattice point or grid point. These points are known as the mesh points, lattice point or grid point. So for example, I told you this is xi, this is xi, and this is yj, means this is a ith point of x and this is a jth point of y. So the corresponding mesh point or grid point is ij. This is I comma j. Now corresponding to xi and yj, you have a particular value. So the value of u corresponding to xi and yj is marked here. We are not drawing a u axis here. Instead of that, we are marking, we are labeling that value here. So we can label the value of u corresponding to xi and yj as uij. Uij means value of u corresponding to xi and yj. Is it okay? If this is uij, the next point of u corresponding to x means the right point. Corresponding to x means the right point of u is u I plus 1 comma j. This point is, if this point is u I comma j, then this point is u I plus 1 comma j, because that one is the next point of u corresponding to j. Now corresponding to x, the previous point is this one corresponding to x, so it is known as u, or we can label it as u I minus 1 comma j. So with respect to x, you can see u is moving horizontally. Okay. So this is ui comma j, this is ui plus 1 comma j, this is ui minus 1 comma j. Now with respect to y, the next point is this one. With respect to y, the next point is this. We can label it as u I comma j plus 1. Why? This is the current point, that is u I comma j. Now the next vertical point is u I comma j plus 1, means with respect to y, the next point is u I comma j plus 1. Similarly, with respect to y, the bottom point of u, means previous point of u corresponding to y, is u I comma j plus j minus 1, u I comma j minus 1. Is it okay? So like this way we are labeling, or we are using this index. If I taking this one is ij, then this is I plus 1 comma j, this is I minus 1 comma j, this is I comma j plus 1, this is I comma j minus 1. Or if you are asking this point, here you can see that with respect to x, this one is a previous point, with respect to y, this one is a next point. So this point is u with respect to x, previous point, so I minus 1, comma with respect to y, this is a next point because this is a current point, so this is next to y, so this is j plus 1, this is j plus 1. So like that way we are going to use the index. Any doubt, dear students? Is it okay? Am I audible? Okay. So now I am going to discuss about how to represent the differential term using finite difference approximation. But please remember this concept. We are saying the next current point as u I comma j. If you are saying about the next point, we have to know whether it is with respect to x or y. If it is with respect to x, the next point is u I plus 1 comma j. If it is with respect to y, it is I comma j plus 1. Okay, so always we have to remember that. Okay. Okay. So now we can write dou u by dou x, the first order, the finite difference approximation of the first order differential term. We can write dou u by dou x is equal to, this is ux. So here you can see that the differentiation is with respect to x. So we need the next point of u minus the previous point of u with respect to x divided by 2 into period of x. Please note this statement. If you are finding dou u by dou x, please note that one is a differentiation with respect to x. So always the next and previous, that is with respect to x. So we have to take the period of x. So if you have a single variable, then j is absent, right? But here we have two variables. So with respect to x means u I plus 1 comma j, because with respect to x, so the next point with respect to x is I plus 1. With respect to y, it is not changing, so j itself, minus u I minus 1 comma j, means previous point with respect to x, y is not changing, divided by 2 into h, because x is changing. So the period, we have to use the period of x, that is h. So dou u by dou x equal to ux is equal to u I plus 1 comma j minus u I minus 1 comma j divided by 2h. Is it okay? So please note always this uij, we already explained about uij. Uij is the current point. We can write it as u of xi comma yj. Uij means value of u corresponding to xi comma yj. And we know what is xi. Xi is x0 plus ih. Similarly, yj is y0 plus jk. So we can write it as uij is equal to u of x0 plus ih into y0 plus jk. Okay, so leave it. This time is not so important. Now, what is the second order differential term of u with respect to x? That is dou square u by dou x square, that is equal to uxx. So that is equal to u I plus 1 comma j minus 2 u I comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j divided by h square. So if you are going through this equation, please note we have second differential term with respect to x. So next point with respect to x, y is not changing. So that is I plus 1 comma j. Here current point of u with respect to both x and y. So I comma j. Now here previous point of u with respect to x, y is not changing. So I minus 1 comma j divided by h square. So this is dou square u by dou x square. Is it okay? So now if we know dou u by dou x and dou square u by dou x square, then you can easily write dou u by dou y and dou square u by dou y square. So please write that. Please write dou u by dou y and dou square u by dou y square. Okay, so I think you have that equation. So please note dou u by dou y. 1 minute. Okay, so similarly we can write dou u by dou y as uy, that is equal to ui comma j plus 1 minus ui comma j minus 1 divided by 2k. Do you have the same equation? Okay, so very good. So I think now you know the concept of this finite difference representation. So if it is y, the next point is j plus 1, previous point is j minus 1, x is not changing, so I is same here. Now if it is y, the period is k, so we can write dou u by dou y is equal to ui comma j plus 1 minus ui comma j minus 1 divided by 2k. Okay, very good. Similarly, we can write second order differential term dou square u by dou y square is equal to uyy is equal to ui comma j plus 1 minus 2 ui comma j plus ui comma j minus 1 divided by k square. Okay, so this is a second order differential term. So please note here we have second order differential term with respect to y. So the next point is with respect to y, that is j plus 1. Current point is j, previous point is j minus 1. As x is not changing, I is constant here. Now as it is with respect to y, we have period k. So this is dou square u by dou y square. Okay. Question. So take the Laplace equation. What is the Laplace equation? Dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equal to 0. That is the Laplace equation. Means uxx plus uyy equal to 0. That is Laplace equation. So Laplace equation is dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equal to 0. So now do one thing. Replace dou square u by dou x square and dou square u by dou y square by using the finite difference approximation. Please do that. So if you are doing that by replacing the Laplace equation, equation number 1 or equation number 2 by using the finite difference terms, then we have the first term is this is uxx, that is ui plus 1 comma j minus 2 ui comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j divided by h square. Now this is uyy, that is ui comma j plus 1 minus 2 ui comma j plus ui comma j minus 1 divided by k square, so equal to 0. So please note, if you are carefully taking, what is h actually? H is the period of x and k is the period of y. So if you are carefully taking the value of h and k, means if you are taking h equal to k, then we have an advantage. If both h and k are equal, then we can write this equation as ui plus 1 comma j minus 2ui comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j divided by h square plus ui comma j plus 1 minus 2ui comma j plus ui comma j minus 1 divided by h square. If h is equal to k, we can replace this k with h square. Then the denominator is same. If the denominator is same, the right hand side is 0. Then we can remove the right hand side. Am I correct? Is it okay, all of you? So please note, if h is equal to k, then we can remove the denominator because both these two denominators are same. So we can easily remove that. So then we can write. So this is after removing this term. So after removing k with h, we have ui plus 1 comma j minus 2 ui comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j divided by h square plus ui comma j plus 1 minus 2 ui comma j plus ui comma j minus 1 divided by h square, that is equal to 0. So we can remove this h square easily. So we can write it as ui plus 1 comma j minus 2i comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j plus ui comma j plus 1 minus 2 ui comma j plus ui comma j minus 1 equal to 0. Now need to write this equation. Please note, we simply remove this h square. So we have numerator only. So here these two are same, minus 2 ui comma j. So we can combine these two. So finally we have the equation ui plus 1 comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j plus ui comma j plus 1 plus ui comma j minus 1 minus 4 ui comma j equal to 0. Okay, ui plus 1 comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j plus ui comma j plus 1 plus ui comma j minus 1 minus 4 ui comma j equal to 0. So please note down this equation and also draw this diagram. So this is ui plus 1 comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j plus ui comma j plus 1 plus ui comma j minus 1 minus 4 ui comma j. So what we can do? So please note, this ui comma j is this red color point, this point ui comma j. Now this point ui plus 1 comma j is this one. So this is first term ui plus 1 comma j. ui minus 1 comma j, this second point is this one ui minus 1 comma j. ui comma j plus 1, this is this point. Okay, now ui comma j minus 1, this is this point. Now please note, by using these 4 points 1 2 3 4, we can find ui comma j. Please note, by using these 4 points, we can find ui comma j. Means we can use this same equation. So if you are using this same equation, you have to substitute I from 1 to n minus 1 and j from 1 to n minus 1. Don't substitute 0 and n for I. Don't substitute j equal to 0 and j equal to m, because those values are given. It's also a boundary value problem. So those values are available. We have to find the intermediate point. So you have to substitute I from 1 to n minus 1 and j from 1 to m minus 1. So you can find each intermediate point by using these 4 points. You can see that these 4 points are the neighbor points of ui comma j. Okay. So in order to do that, either you can use this equation. If you are using direct elimination method, you can use this method. Or if you are using iterative method, you have to modify this equation as ui comma j is equal to ui plus 1 comma j. Please move this one to right hand side. Then divide the entire equation by 4. So we have ui comma j is equal to ui plus 1 comma j plus ui minus 1 comma j plus ui comma j plus 1 plus ui comma j minus 1 divided by 4. So please note, always there is no need to remember the equation. Please note, if you are finding this point, take the average of the neighbor 4 points. These are the neighbor 4 points. These are the neighbor 4 points or neighbor points. Okay. So take the average of this neighbor 4 points. It will give ui comma j. Okay. So please note, in this equation, either take this one or this one. In this two equation, you can see that 5 points are there. So this equation is known as, or this formula is known as the standard 5-point formula. This formula, these two formulas are known as the standard 5-point formula. So please note that. So please note this equation also. If you are using iterative method, you have to use this equation ui comma j equal to this one. If you are using direct elimination method, you have to use this equation. Okay. So please note down the second equation also. Okay. So the question is, if you are able to find ui comma j using these 4 points, then the question is, can we find ui comma j using these 4 points? That is labeled by using a circle. Can we do that? Definitely we can do that. Yes, definitely we can find ui comma j using these 4 circles, means the points represented by using 4 circles. Definitely. So please note, these 4 points are, this one is I plus 1 comma j plus 1, both with respect to x and y. This one is a next point. This is with respect to x next point, with respect to y previous point. So ui plus 1 comma j minus 1. This is ui minus 1 comma j minus 1, both with respect to both x and y. This is previous. Then this is with respect to x, this is I minus 1. With respect to j, it is next point, that is j plus 1. So these are 4 points. So please note, these are diagonal points actually. These are diagonal points. So by using the 4 diagonal points, we can find the value of uij. Means we can take the average of the diagonal points also. Okay. So we can modify the standard 5-point formula that we discussed in the previous slide. We can modify it as ui plus 1 comma j plus 1, this one, plus ui minus 1 comma j plus 1, this one, plus ui plus 1 comma j minus 1, this one, plus ui minus 1 comma j minus 1, this one, minus 4 into ui comma j, that is equal to 0. We can do that. Instead of considering these 4 points, we can consider these 4 points. So this is known as the diagonal 5-point formula. The previous formula is known as the standard 5-point formula. Normally we are using that. This formula is known as diagonal 5-point formula. This is known as diagonal 5-point formula. Okay. So if you are using direct elimination method and if you are using diagonal 5-point formula, you can use this equation. If you are using iterative method, then you can write ui comma j equal to the average of these points, that is ui plus 1 comma j plus 1 plus ui minus 1 comma j plus 1 plus ui plus 1 comma j minus 1 plus ui minus 1 comma j plus 1, so j minus 1 divided by 4. That equation we can use. So please note down these 2 diagonal 5-point formulas, one for elimination method and second one for iterative method. So please note down these 2 equations.